what you think about all of this. So just how do people react when somebody behaves rudely? Comedian Kate Rigg went to the farmer's market in Los Angeles to see what happened when people's buttons are pushed. Take a look.
Dr. Phil, I think we all know rude behavior when we see it, but is anyone really willing to say anything about it? I'm going to behave really, really badly and see if any unsuspecting patrons react to that.
I was like, is she for real? We're actually going to be eating our lunch and you're picking your feet?
Yeah, I was a bit shocked and thought it was a bit rude, really, yeah.
I actually asked Ross, I said, do you want to move and sit over there because this lady's picking her feet? And he said, oh,
it's fine.
It's fine.
I said it was fine.
I am not being loud. What are you talking about? It's like it's public. It's okay. It's not like I'm smoking a cigarette or something. Oh, my God. I know. I told him. I was like, you made me miss my pedicure. A really important... I need it. My feet are like tree climbers. I'm practically a chimpanzee. I know. Why didn't you say anything when I was talking so loud?
I don't think it was really my place to say something. I just kind of ignored it and hoped that it would go away, that you would be quiet after a little bit, after quit ranting and raving.
You are seriously the most annoying person I've ever had to work with in my entire life. I don't think I've ever met anybody. This is the rudest. You're rude. No, you are. You are.
I could hear your entire conversation and thought it was inappropriate, but I just, you know, I didn't want to make you feel uncomfortable.
So you didn't want to be rude to the extremely rude person?
Exactly.
Dr. Phil, I was rude. I was rude, and nobody said anything to me because I got away with all of it.
So, Kate, you did a great job, by the way.
Hey.
Seriously, was she perfect? That takes a lot of guts, doesn't it?
I'm going to sit down because I'm a little embarrassed.
That does take a lot of guts to go do that. Were you surprised that nobody said anything to you? They were all giving you looks.
I was shocked that no one said anything to me. And I mean, people turned around and made noises, sort of grunted and groaned a little and rolled their eyeballs at me. But nobody actually said, excuse me, I'm trying to enjoy my lunch. Could you please keep it down?
I would have given anything if somebody would have gone over, taken her cell phone, and dropped it in a glass of water. Wouldn't that have been great? All right, so we come back. A man who says his stepdaughter may feel he's rude, but he's really just correcting his words, stupid people. Because you just can't go through life stupid. Plus, is it ever okay to lash back at people who are bad behaved? We'll talk about that when we come back.
If you screw up in public, I'm going to be on top of you.
Why? Are you like the public police? What do you...
Somebody has to be. Somebody has to say something.
Dr. Phil, it's Kate here. I'm here to find out what everyday folks think is rude.
Rude are those people that are just talking through the movie. You know, you're sitting there trying to watch the movie, and the whole time you have to hear these rude people in the row ahead of you. They're just talking through the entire movie. It's ridiculous.
I ride the bus. An example of rudeness, just blatant rudeness. You could have a woman, a baby in each arm, grocery bags, in a wheelchair, and no one will yield their seat. Very rude.
Just yesterday, someone hit my door as I got out off of Melrose, and I had the nerve to stop and curse at me.
I was pregnant with my daughter about a year ago, and people just in the grocery store or whatever come up to you and just touch your stomach. I think it's rude to just assume that that's public property and
Your
not,
belly.
yeah, it's my stomach. I don't think that anyone views themselves as a rude person.
Now, my next guest says he knows all about rudeness. Now, as I talk to Robert, I want you to ask yourself, am I behaving the same way? Now, let's take a look at Robert's top 5 rude behaviors. He refers to who as Guido from Puerto Rico?
My boyfriend's grandfather.
Guido from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Okay, that's some class.
Oh, he's
okay.
cute. You have to meet him first. He's... You know, he may be skinny and kind of short, but I mean, it's one of those guys you see like in the movie Sopranos or whatever. And it's like, you just don't want to...
He does have the mafia air,
he really does.
But
Well, apparently not
enough.
to be called that.
Well,
All right, you refer to someone as having the little man syndrome.
you find a lot of that in Texas, as you would know.
Don't pull me into
Well, no,
this.
I'm not saying, you know, I mean, you're from Texas. Obviously, you see the different levels of little man syndrome as to the Ford series, Ford F-150, Ford F-250, lift kits, you know. Little man comes out, you know, he has to buy something to make him feel bigger.
Really?
Well, yeah, that's why I drive a Saturn.
Number 3, he said to you that you and your boyfriend were nerds who need a sex book.
He does call us nerds all the time, which we are.
Yeah.
Science nerds, but.
And what is number 4? Who did you say this to? You made a waitress cry. You pick on waitstaff?
More than anybody else, probably.
So, because she brought the entree before you were finished with your appetizer.
Oh, that one. Oh, yeah.
And
well,
so,
I mean, you know, if you're in a service business, learn it, live it, know it. I mean, do something. You order an appetizer, you don't want your appetizer to come.
So you were just doing kind of a
your
training program?
Absolutely, if you want to look at it that way.
Yeah, well, I don't. I'm just wondering if that's how you want to look at it. So, do you just like eating snot and stuff? Because...
Do you really think that really happens?
Oh, I don't think there's any question about it. Trust me.
Well,
when you bitch about course 1 in a rude way, you're eating something you didn't order in course 2.
My wife worries about that.
Yeah. Okay, and then number 5, told a friend's date she won't be around long.
That was one of my ex-friends.
Well, I was not wanting to be rude,
Well, it wasn't a date.
But it is that is one of your ex-friends.
Yeah,
I wonder why
because he
he's
did
ex.
something kind of make me mad anyway. I mean, we kind of grew up together, and it was always the same thing. He's one of those guys that has the looks and has the, and girls just go, ah, you know, and they come and go, and every time they always, you know, why did he break up with me? Who did they come to? Me. Don't come to me. I'm not going to become your friend because you're going to be gone next week. It doesn't really matter.
What does bother you? Do you have sensitivities, and if so, what are they?
Rudeness.
So is this basically just a get them before they get me sort of strategy? I mean, are you just going to go out and you're either going to be the hunter or the hunted? So
I won't be the hunted.
Escalates it.
Yeah. So is that you say you won't be the hunted? So is this a macho thing for you?
No. I passed the macho state. I have no hair. I'm overweight.
Do you ever worry?
If you screw up in public, I'm going to be on top of you.
Yeah. Why? Are you like the public police? What do you...
Somebody has to be. Do you know what I mean? Somebody has to say something. I mean, I would have told something to this guy, and I mean, if you were there, trust me, I would have stood up and said something. Yeah, I would have been more loud, more obnoxious, you know, and...
Yeah, but really, what is your mission? What do you hope to accomplish?
To try to fix stupid.
So your theory is that you're going to cure stupid in America. In your little pocket of the world, you're going to around cure stupid.
I firmly believe if you show somebody, because I mean, in society today, most people are just like, oh, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to jump into that. Well, I'm going to sit there and go, you know what? What are you doing? Are you an idiot?
You called your ex-wife fat and lazy.
The day I left her, or actually the day she left me. Sorry. Fat and lazy, and I also didn't love her, but that comes along with the fat and laziness. More really the laziness.
I'm really curious about this. You know, I'm known as kind of tell it like it is, Phil. I'm very straight with people. But I always treat everybody I can with dignity and respect. I may tell them the truth they don't want to hear, but I'm not going to treat them in a way that's not with dignity and respect, because I just feel like we're all in this together, this human experience called life. We're all in this together. And so if somebody needs some information, I may give it to them, but I don't have to do it in a way that demeans them, and you seem to not have that boundary. I'm going to tell you what I think is going on. We're going to take a break, and here's the question. Why does he get away with it? Why does he do it? We'll talk about both of those things when we come back. Sarcasm is the lowest form of humor.
Well, see, I don't find that being sarcasm.
Well, are your legs broken? Yes, my legs are broken.
But I just rephrased that.
I drug myself over here to give you your...
Because a personal space thing, like, does it make, like, do you find it rude if people, like, just get up on, like,
Get
what
up
if,
in there,
what if we were, like, just standing around, you know, and we were waiting in line or something?
I'd probably back up a little.
You would, okay. And then what if I just kept sort of coming because I needed the reassurance?
Well, there is a point that if you cross it, then I will probably turn around and give you an elbow.
Ooh, but you would give me the elbow before speaking to me about it?
Yeah, my elbow would be kind of like
Even
right
if
there.
So what's the point?
Well, I'd be like this.
So is this too close?
Yes, this is
too close.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about this?
Too close.
Much too close.
Yes.
What about this?
We are friends now.
If someone's way too close to me in the line, I'll do the fake stretch. Like,
Oh yeah, it works.
and they get the point. They get the point without me having to say something. I just, arms distance, I'm stretching.
Oh, Kate. That's Kate Rigg, who hit the streets to see how people felt about rude behavior, such as invading somebody's personal space. And we're talking to Melinda and her stepfather, Robert. Now, Robert admits to being rude big time. His family says he reminds them of the character Dr. Gregory House of the Fox TV medical series House, because he says whatever comes to his mind to anyone, anywhere, anytime. You think part of this, have you always been big?
Yes, I was considered a teacher in middle school.
All right, so, I mean, do you think that's, I mean, sometimes people that are bullies are kind of big and they just kind of lumber around. Do you think that gives you license others might not have?
I don't see that. I mean, I don't think that I don't consider myself the big bully. I've been throughout middle school.
Oh, you're a bully. You're bullying people. If you're making waitresses cry because they brought your entree before you finished your appetizer, which means they didn't calculate the ingestion through your mouth and how fast you were going to smooth and swallow, how rude of them to do that. I don't know how many tables they had that night or if that was a second shift they were working to try to be a single mother and take care of somebody. But other than that, I think it's important that they get it there at the right time. Hey, stand up if you would. Kate, step up here if you would. Okay, so, see, when you're dealing with somebody like this, then you kind of got an imposing sort of presence, right?
Right.
Yeah. What are you, moonwalking here? Step up, girl.
I don't bite.
I mean, do you trade on that?
It depends on their outgoing attitude.
Yeah.
I mean, if she's nice, hi, how you doing, so-and-so, and that's great.
But you said you exploit weakness, that you see weakness. You said yourself, if I see weakness, I'll jump on it.
If they're being in a rude manner.
Do you pick on people that are smaller, like, you know, wait staff, people that you think are beneath you in the world?
I don't consider them beneath me.
Well, apparently you do. You put yourself in a teacher role.
Well, I want to teach them something that they're doing wrong. I mean, who else? Is nobody ever going to tell them?
So that's not condescending? You're going to tell a waiter how to wait? You ever been a waiter?
No.
I bet you'd be great.
No. I'd be like
let me tell you, I've done it. I've done it. I got fired. I was so bad.
Me too.
I did. I got fired.
Terrible.
I couldn't remember to write the drinks on the ticket, and they fired me.
I consider myself having a good personality.
I showed up on time, Nathaniel, but they fired me. So, are you as apt to jump on somebody my size as you are somebody Kate's size?
Sure.
And you would decide that you're going to make me a better person, you're going to make Kate a better person by what you say?
If they're doing something wrong, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to jump in a
my
crowd.
mom in a room with him. It would be crazy. She goes into the kitchen at the restaurant. Who cooked this? Too bland. I take her anywhere.
I knew I couldn't get thrown out. I'd probably do that.
All right, so, y'all can have a seat. So, Amy, what do you think about this? What's your take on this?
I think that somebody who behaves this way is a big guy who feels very small, and he makes himself feel bigger by acting out on people this way.
One thing I know about people who do what you're doing is, as a rule, they lack empathy. Before you act, you have to ask yourself, what's